Have you ever wondered why a restful night's sleep seems kind of like a distant dream, or especially when menopause and insomnia come into play? Over these next few minutes, I'm going to explore some of the surprising links between menopause and insomnia, even tooth grinding and sleep apnea. And if you're dealing with any of these issues, I'm going to share some insights and hopefully a simple plan of action that could make a world of difference when your head hits the pillow. So if we have not met before, my name is Amy Miller. I am a wellness advocate. I'm a Buteyko restorative breathing and nervous system retraining clinician that helps mom with children of special needs return to joy by simplifying their everyday lives so that they can spend time making memories with their family instead of just worrying over all the things. When we do this using our signature 3 Life Essentials method via our breathing and our nervous system retraining protocols, and this is our 7-week sleep series on Mondays to experience life more fully, more abundantly, and bonus points if we can do this naturally, right? Now, I have a gift for those of you who are joining me live. It's a complimentary Buteyko restorative breathing consultation. Through this one-on-one appointment, you can get all your questions answered, as well as we can decide together if our clinic is the best fit for your specific situation. Today, I want to give you some education, plus I want to give you some solutions. If I focus on just the education without any solutions, you walk away feeling smarter and not knowing exactly what to do about it. I felt like that many times. And if I give you solutions without giving you any education behind it, you don't know why you're doing the things you're doing or using the products that you're using. And so I want to give you both today. And if you'd like access to the notes from our wellness talk, just comment below with your email address and I'll make sure that you get them. So, hey there. Today we're diving into something that many women, particularly moms, might find incredibly relevant and eye-opening. We're going to talk about how perimenopause, menopause, and insomnia are intertwined with some sleep apnea, which could be silently just stealing your sleep and causing you to wake up feeling tired even though you've spent 8 hours in bed. So we're going to break down what sleep apnea is. It's a condition where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. And it's not just about snoring, although that can play a role in it. It's about serious interruptions to your sleep that can lead to daytime fatigue. It can lead to increased risks with your heart because it puts a lot of stress on your heart and even other health issues. So, and then of course, as we talk about menopause, if any of you are starting through that process, it's quite a ride and it can impact women for months to years, anywhere between 40s to early 50s. So if you find yourself in that 40s to early 50s phase, this is for you. Those party symptoms that we hear about, or maybe you're already experiencing them, of hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, those don't have to be the norm. In fact, most women in other countries don't experience that. So we're going to be talking about those a little bit more in depth at our Hot Mess Hormones Wellness Talk on September 2nd. I'll be including a peri and menopause support protocol via full script. And that way you have exactly what you need to walk through this process with more ease. And this free talk on Tuesday, September 2nd, 12 p.m. Central. Mark your calendar. You can register by texting the word hormones to me at 832-509-5093, or you can scan the QR code on your screen to do the same thing. But I want to make sure that you know we're going to dive in a little bit deeper on that particular topic in September. But the party doesn't really end there. Did you know that menopause can also mess with your sleep? During menopause, your hormone levels like estrogen and progesterone, which we talked about a few weeks ago, they drop. And these hormones not only help you regulate sleep, they also help make you a woman. And so when they're out of whack, restorative sleep can also go out the window. And, snoring is more commonly seen in in men. Hormone changes can cause women to begin dealing with snoring and apnea as well. And so the question is, why is this sometimes overlooked? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Some of the symptoms of sleep apnea are different in women, and they're more prone to insomnia. And so they're more likely to report to others about less typical symptoms like depression, headaches, anxiousness. And there's also this assumption that sleep apnea is only in those who are obese, but actually 50% of people who experience sleep apnea are obese. So the other half are not. So, and then even if you get a sleep study, if you're showing to have 2 to 5 events per hour, when I mean events, I mean sleep apnea episodes where you do that stopping and starting of breathing, you may be told by a doctor that you don't even have sleep apnea. And so even just 2 events an hour can be problematic for having that well-rested night's sleep. Now, you guys have seen this picture before because we talked about this when we did our talk on snoring, right? The alarm that you can't ignore. When progesterone levels drop, which is what happens when you enter in that perimenopause and menopause phase, it can affect your muscles, right? Which is why we want to be doing strength training, weight-bearing exercise, making them relax more than usual. And because your airway is made up of muscles, this means that it will also relax, potentially causing your throat to collapse during sleep. And this is called obstructive sleep apnea. It's been linked to several serious health-related issues. And so we want those muscles to remain stable and open to lessen the likelihood of collapse during sleep. Right? So insomnia is when you have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, or you wake up too early and can't get back to sleep. And it's frustrating to say the least, especially if you are already exhausted. Now, according to the American Sleep Association, about 30% of the adults in the US suffer from symptoms of insomnia. And what we can't overlook is the fact that insomnia is possibly tied to other issues going on in your body, right? Nervous system dysfunction, when we are spending our nights maybe in fear or in one of our big emotions like anger, then we're dealing with insomnia. And we have to be able to tell our brain, you are safe, in order to get into that state of rest and relaxation. And one of the quickest ways to do that is by doing something that we can control, breathing. And so increasing that vagal tone, either adjusting our breathing patterns, our everyday breathing patterns, or through our nervous system retraining programs or combinations of those, then we can eventually improve sleep quality. Now, our newest evidence-based listening therapy, developed to support healing and restoration and homeostasis using Sonosia technology, helps restore rhythm to the nervous system and the body. This is for those moms who are desperate for a solution that actually works. They dream of a life with less chaos and more rest and sleeping soundly. And they believe that health solutions should be personalized and not just one size fits all. And so this program is for families who long for that consistent, uninterrupted sleep. They want that ongoing support to make sure that there is lasting change. They're believing in the power of steady and supportive interventions, which is why in this program we provide frequency therapy between sessions as well. And So these families also feel overwhelmed and isolated, and they're needing that reassurance and immediate answers to stay on track. And they believe in the importance of feeling connected and supported, which is why we also provide unlimited chat support during the program. So if this sounds like you, then you may benefit from one of our nervous system retraining programs. And even though our safe and sound protocol and our rest and restore protocols require certified help, its principles of that auditory based vagal stimulation shows how our nervous systems can really be reshaped over time. So now you probably already know this, but sleep is meant to work in cycles, right? In phases. And so as we've talked about menopause and insomnia links, insomnia could cause you to wake up in the middle of a cycle, leading to this fragmented sleep. If you're out of this phase already in motherhood, think back to when your babies were babies and you had that constant fragmented sleep. This means that you're not getting that deep restorative sleep that your body needs, and the body doesn't get a chance to rest and recover, making it more susceptible to breathing problems at night. Now, here's where it gets pretty interesting. So menopause and insomnia are kind of like a 1-2 punch with your sleep health. The drop in the hormones can cause the insomnia, and then both can contribute to apnea episodes during sleep. And it's this vicious cycle because poor sleep from insomnia can then worsen sleep apnea, and then sleep apnea can make insomnia worse. And getting out of this cycle will take some effort on your part and likely some guidance. And this is not going to be easy, but hear me, friend, with the right support, you can do this. You can do this because we can do hard things. That's something we say in our family, Millers do hard things. And because so you can be equipped to do hard things, especially when you have someone who has gone through it before you and is walking alongside you. So what can you do about this? First, it's important to recognize the symptoms, right? If you're waking up tired, or you're waking up with a dry mouth, or you're having morning headaches, or maybe even your spouse or family members have noticed that you've stopped breathing during sleep, or you're snoring, it's time to make some changes, and waiting it out is not an option. So for managing menopause symptoms, we talked about this before. Lifestyle changes can help, but again, we're going to talk about those more in detail in September about some of those things. So just make sure you grab that QR code or text the word hormones to that 832-509-5093 number. And that way you can dive into those and get real solutions for that as well. Now, for insomnia, maintaining good sleep hygiene is key, right? We've talked about this over, this is our 5th week in our sleep series. And so we've been talking about this over the last 5 weeks. It includes sticking to that regular sleep schedule. Remember, that helps the hormones that are our sleep hormones, regulating those, creating maybe a relaxing bedtime routine, avoiding caffeine, electronics before bed. We've talked about multiple ones about wearing our blue blocking glasses, getting our eyes on the sun early in the morning. So some people dealing with insomnia might begin to rely on medication or sedatives to help you sleep through the night. But if you have apnea episodes, your body is waking you up because you stopped breathing. And as you can imagine, if you're taking a medication that could keep you from waking up during one of those episodes of sleep apnea, it could be dangerous. So as you can imagine, good sleep hygiene is important, but it's only the beginning. So when it comes to sleep apnea, there's also some traditional treatment options, including CPAP machines that can stand for continuous positive airway pressure. There's oral appliances like an a mandibular advancement device, or we sometimes call them a MAD, or even lifestyle changes like weight loss. Now, each person's needs are different, so it's important to find out what works best for you. And the mandibular advancement device will also help, but will not help with all of those dealing with sleep apnea, only certain phenotypes. And we're going to get into more of those various phenotypes of sleep apnea when we continue this conversation next week. But it doesn't work for everyone. And we find that those who use CPAP machines, only about 11% of them have long-term compliance with them, meaning they keep wearing them because they're cumbersome. They make a lot of noise. You have to remember to use them all the time. Sometimes it can even contribute more to the dry mouth and dry airway passages. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But let's hear from some moms who've actually been through this. So Sarah, a mom from Denver, she had no idea that her insomnia was linked to the sleep apnea until she had a sleep study done. And with Buteyko restorative breathing, she started feeling more rested. She found she had more energy to care for her kids. And then she began to work toward having a follow-up sleep study to show that she no longer needed her CPAP machine. So that's really awesome. And then another mom, Lisa, she used some natural approaches like the Buteyko Clinic method to manage her symptoms. And that method focuses on breathing techniques that can improve sleep quality and reduce sleep apnea symptoms. It's a holistic approach that's simple and effective because it's working on lifestyle and everyday breathing patterns during how you're breathing during rest, how you're breathing during sleep, and how you're breathing during exercise. So now I don't want to forget, because this is our last week, that our InnerVoice scan sessions are normally $55. They are free, but just till August 15th, so about 4 more days. So if you want to take advantage of this, you're going to use the code SummerSparkScan, all one word, to redeem your scan. And this is how it works. You basically send a 12-second audio recording of your voice. And then in return, you're going to receive back a 4-page comprehensive report of your bioenergetic field. You're going to receive customized frequencies and a music overlay tailored to your unique emotional balance needs. And this is sound therapy based off the frequencies in your own voice. Now, using biofeed technology, your voice is scanned and songs are produced to support the imbalances going on in your mind, your body, or your emotions. And you can listen with headphones for 5-10 minutes or all day long if you prefer. I love this tool to kind of reset yourself as part of a nighttime routine for a great night's sleep. Now, to sum it up, menopause and insomnia can create a perfect storm for sleep apnea. Understanding this link is the first step in really finding solutions that work for you. I don't want you to ignore the signs. If you're struggling with sleep, let's talk, okay? You can find out if Buteyko Clinic is right for you. In this clinic, we provide customized breathing protocols for your specific needs, so you can breathe easy, sleep better your way. And we also provide one-on-one live coaching calls. So this means you have a personal guide to calmer days. And you have app access to track your control pause scores. We're going to talk more about that next week and as we continue this topic on sleep apnea, so that you can see your progress and breathe your success. Then we talked about weekly frequency therapy broadcasts so that you can sleep tight every night. And then, of course, we also have unlimited chat support during the entire program, because help is always just a text away, okay? So truly, you can begin to breathe easy, sleep better, but have it in your way. Remember, you're not alone in this. There's many moms who are dealing with similar challenges, and there are resources available to help. And with the families inside our 3 Life Essentials community, we offer tools and support tailored to moms like you. I've been there, feeling overwhelmed and unsure. And with the right guidance, I found a path to better sleep and more energy. And I'm helping my husband find his way also out of sleep apnea. So here you can see just some of our success stories with those who are using the wellness tools to address their breathing related sleep challenges. And if you've found this video helpful, make sure to like it, subscribe, leave a comment below, share your experiences or questions. We're here to support each other. And I'm going to see you back here next week. If this helped you, share this with another tired mom. Okay? I'm going to see you back here next week as we continue this topic of sleep apnea. We're going to discover the different phenotypes of sleep apnea and how you can unlearn bad breathing habits to fight it. So if you'd like a text reminder of our next wellness talk, you can scan the QR code on your screen, or you can text Summer Talks to 832-509-5093. Thank you guys for joining me today. Bye-bye.